Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Milabraika. I'm looking at the Silver Scroll. I'm looking at actually funeral practices of the ancients, speaking about pre-exilic times. Things changed a little bit from the pre-exile to the post-exilic times, but we're looking at the way it happened in the time of Josiah, time of Hezekiah. Those times there were certain very standard ways of burying people, placing people in tombs, and so forth. And the construction and architecture of the tombs are also well known. They're still there. You can dig them up, you can look at them. And in fact, the investigation of some of the tombs have turned up some very interesting things. I'm doing this study also to give us a context or placement or context of what happened with the silver scroll that was discovered in one of the tombs near Jerusalem. So let's get to the study. We're starting with 2 Chronicles 32, verse 33. I didn't really have room to include an English translation here, but we'll have it here in Hebrew, and we'll go through it. And Yeshkav, this is, and then he rested, he slept. This is to lay down. He rested. Heskiyahu, this is Hezekiah, the longer form of it. Heskiyah would be the short, and Heskiyahu would be the longer form of it, Hezekiah. Im avotav, with his fathers, and this is the fathers that would be at the tomb. His fathers, his ancestors, they had been laid out in this tomb here. And when he says rested or laid down or slept, they meant that because the tomb had this was a pillow tomb. It had a pillow, a stone pillow, where the person's head would be rested inside a groove. And then the body would be laid out here. And then the soft parts of the body would stay there through a few years until that was all decomposed. And then the skeleton, the bones, would be transferred from here over into here. And so all of the previous occupants of the tomb, their skeletons, would be then, once this was dried out and cleared off properly through insect action and so forth, then the skeletons will be placed in the secondary burial underneath. So there's a top burial and a bottom burial. We'll get to that in our study. So in fact, we'll find the word right here. So im avotav, with his fathers, va yeker beruhu, and then they buried him. Okay, they buried him. Abe ma'ale, in the upper, okay, kerebe, upper tombs of Bnei David, the upper tombs of the sons of David. And I'd seen this Ma'ale, and I always assumed it was there would be a set of tombs here and a set of tombs there up the hillside, and this would be facing the valley of the Kedron. They'd cut the tombs into the rock facing that would be in front there, and they would chop then the holes into the, take 5, 6, 8, 10 years to chop through this much rock and have enough space to have. Sometimes they took a natural cave and extended it, but in most cases they just simply cut into the softer limestone to build themselves a room. And this one is the Bet Male, in the upper of the tombs of the sons of David. So Bet Male, Kirbe, Bnei David. And when you look at the tomb structure, the upper one would have been the primary burial, and the lower one would be the secondary burial. If you walk along the eastern edge, the Mount of Zion, city of David, alongside the canal, the outside aqueduct. The inside aqueduct is well hidden, but the outside one is out there. You walk alongside of that, heading towards the south, right out where the outlet comes from the Shalom pool, and you look towards the wall there. You'll see actually 2 levels, and I thought, wow, a 2-leveled tomb. I wonder why that is. The reason is right here. The upper part was the primary, the lower part was the secondary. That's where the bones were stored after they had cleared off in the upper part of the tomb. So, Bnei David, Kabod, and then they greatly honored. Asu, they did honor. Asu, lo, to him. This is third person plural of the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So, Kabod, Ashu, same honor you find in the Exodus 20. honoring your father and your mother. It means give weight to, kabod. Okay? They gave weight to him. Bemoto, at his death, in his death, Akol, this is all Yehuda, all of Judah, Be Yoshbe, and the inhabitants, and plural, this is a plural form of Yoshbe, to inhabit, a participle construct plural. Yoshbe, Yerushalayim, Jerusalem. Ve, Va, there's an narrator here, so we continue on with what follows this particular event, and this particular event is followed by Va Yemaloch, and then he became a king, or he reigned, he ruled, Manasseh. Okay, this is Manasseh. Okay, he had one of the better kings, followed by one of the worst kings. At least his kingdom started very poorly, but then he ran into so much trouble, he eventually repented. But during this time, some really bad things. In fact, Jewish tradition holds that he was the one that had Isaiah sawed in half. So, Yemaloch, Manasseh, Beno, his son, Tachtov, underneath him, beneath him, below him, or after him. It literally would be beneath him, but it comes after him, in his place, in a sense. And here we do have a burial, a participant in this particular excavation near Jerusalem, and found a very elegant lady, actually, with still her earrings still in place, hairpin, the bronze ring on her finger, and so forth. And that it was a very moving experience to find this. I will say right away that after we investigated this very closely, very detailed, she was reburied in a very honorable way. So any of our Orthodox friends watching this, we treat the bodies we find in excavations, we treat them with a lot of honor. We consider it a great privilege to find somebody, and then most certainly rebury them. Okay, this is something we do honor. We do honor the dead. But this dead person that we have here in 2 Kings 9 verse 35 didn't merit honor. So, and I've got this in here because of a certain description of what happened to her. This is the part of 2 Kings 9 where Jezebel has been thrown from the tower over there in Jezreel, and the Jehu holds a big party. And after the party, says, "Oh, we got to go bury this gal. Go and bury her." And they go over there, see what has happened to her after getting thrown off of the tower. Well, Yelaku, and then they walked. They went le karov to Korov to bury her. Okay? This is a mapikan here. It's a third person feminine suffix pronoun here to receive the action of being buried. Okay. Karavra, Velo, Maashu, and they didn't find in her. Okay, they looked for her, but didn't find her. Ki, but only, only. Ha, Kul Golet, her skull. Kul Golet. Gal is the Gimel Lamed is a root set of consonants that means the round. So this is the two parts round, okay? Golgol. So Golgol. And Golgotha that we have in the death of Jesus, where Jesus was hanged on the cross, is directly derived from this word here. Golgolet. Beha Regalaim, and her 2 feet, okay? And this is Regalaim. It's a dual, very nice dual going on here with Laim, okay? Pata Hirikyod Mem, okay? Regalaim, her 2 feet. Kafot, I put in the ancient form of kaf. Kaf is the palm of the hand, okay? Kafot, this is the part, and you can see it on the way the ancient letter was written, the ancient consonant, the Proto-Semitic type consonant, all the way into the time of pre-exilic forms of this letter. This is kafot. This is the palms, hayadayim, of her hands, hayadayim. Also, notice a dual here with patak hirikyod mem and kametz hirikyod mem, same sound, the 2 hands. So the palms of the two hands were also found. Not much left of Jezebel, but we do have the Golgolet, okay, the Golgolet. And once the Golgolet has dried out here on this primary burial, then there's a process known as gathering. And this is one of the main reasons I've done this study. Lachen, most certainly, Hineni, Safat, Asefach. These are words of Huldah, speaking a prophecy that comes from Jehovah. So Jehovah is bringing this message to Huldah. Huldah is giving it to the committee that has gone to see Huldah, because Josiah has read the scriptures and the place is going to be destroyed. It's going to be a lot of trouble. Oh no, well, and he feels very stressed out about it. But so Huldah gives him this message. Well, again, most certainly, Hine, I most certainly, hey, behold, take a good look at it. Osfecha, I will gather you. Okay, I gather you. So this is one. The root here is aleph, sin, pe, and so this first person. I will gather you. Al avotecha, to your fathers, and this asaf is when the person is brought into the same place where the fathers were, in the tomb. Okay, avotecha, ve ne ashafecha, and you will be gathered. So this is a reflexive then in the nifal. Okay, you will be gathered. Al karavotecha, to their tombs. To their tombs. Beshalom, in peace. In other words, you will die a peaceful death. Lo tireina, and they will not see. Enecha, your eyes will not see. This is a feminine plural. You don't see a whole lot of it, but it's based on the root resh aleph he. The he is disappeared in the middle here, but you have tereina. Enecha, bekol hara, of all the bad stuff, all the evil, asher ani meben, that which I will cause to bring, al hamakom, on this place, ze, hazeh. This is the demonstrative pronoun here at the end of this makom. Makom is place. This is hamazeh, this place. Va yashvu, and then we have an atna, so it closes off this message from Huldah, and then we have the continuation of what the committee did. Yashvu, and then they returned et Hamelech, then they returned this name, or this debar, this message, this business, or this message to the king. Okay, they returned and spoke this message et Hamelech, with the king. We close off with a passage from Psalm 16. This is quoted by Peter in his sermon at Pentecost, and it's talking about King David, Ki lo tasov nafshi le Seol, and I will not abandon my soul to Seol. Lo titen hazdicha, I will not give your righteousness le roe shahat, to the righteous person, your righteous person, chesed, or your loving person, to see shahat, to see destruction. And this is a promise given, or that David expressed about the confidence he had in the Lord as to his own destiny. Peter says very clearly, no, we do see his tomb. Okay, here it is. You can take a good look at it. Okay, upper room, lower room, all the stuff in place. But this promise has taken place. In other words, we do not see destruction, and we do not see destruction because of the work of Jesus conquering death. And so when Jesus conquered death with his time in the tomb, he gives to us eternal life. And so at that point, this prophecy of David becomes reality. When we believe in Jesus, we will not see destruction. We will not see death or destruction. So that's the promise we have from Jesus. God bless and God strengthen you in this day.